Hello everyone. So in this video, I actually want to talk about something very general and that I believe we all should do as part of our regular usage of computer or basically whatever we are trying to do. Now, it happens with me quite a lot where I start working on a project and it could be a weekend project where I am probably writing a script or I'm probably setting up something. Maybe I've never really done it before, or maybe I'm trying to solve a problem. For example, a couple of months back, I was actually writing some scripts to generate vertical videos because I believe this year YouTube started promoting heavily vertical videos, and I thought, okay, it is interesting. I mean, if you have a channel on YouTube, then it makes sense to also enjoy the benefits of this promotion from YouTube. And when you make a YouTube video, you get a lot of views. And although I've not really done it because I don't massively enjoy doing it, but I thought, okay, I have a lot of content and I'll probably just use that content to make some videos. And to make a video, of course, I was trying to use FFmpeg and few other things. And just to give you one more example, last year I did a lot of these smaller projects. For example, I did a live stream. I used to do live stream from my computer and also from a VPS. So I wrote some scripts based on FFmpeg, and I did some optimization. It was a lot of fun, but I'm not really doing that. I'm not really making vertical videos. I'm not really doing any live streaming these days, and I also started playing with setting up a webcam as a security camera. So I did spend like maybe one weekend doing something, and it was good. It was great. And the way I do these things when I work on these projects, I normally, of course, document everything. And today I was actually doing something very simple and small. I was basically trying to extract. So I was basically doing a couple of things. I was extracting the first page of the PDF, and I was extracting the first page of a PDF as an image, and then I was doing some crop. And to be honest, when you're doing these things, you can't really have scripts for all the cases. I mean, of course, I can write a script that will take input as the PDF, and one output could be based on the page number, one image, and then I can, in the same script, also crop it. So you can actually do these things if you're doing it quite a lot. For example, I have this document where I keep track of like everything that I do, convert PDF to PNG. So this part, convert PDF to PNG. So there is one like command called convert. So you can actually use it. So just install ImageMagick and a couple of other utilities, and using this command you can convert a PDF to an image. And if you want to do it for a specific page number, you can also do that. And I think I made a video on this, and it is nothing but a simple command, right? Now, on top of this, you may want to crop your image, so you can do that. So the way I do these things, whenever I write a script or maybe I build a solution, not only I write a script and I version control it, but I also keep wherever applicable some documentation around it, or maybe in the script I add some comments. Usually if I'm talking about these small snippets are usually my org files, because that is where I keep things. And when you have org file, of course you can generate it could be your executable code that you can insert here using org babel, whatever. But the thing is that if you, just a suggestion, if you are trying to, if you do a lot of these things like me, when you have a lot of these weekend projects, or whenever you are distracted and you need something to play with, maybe a script or whatever, you can actually document these things, maybe in this format where you have one org file where of course you can not only keep track of what you did, but you can also add commentary to, or maybe some statuses to remind yourself what was the outcome or where exactly you left. For example, so this was my main point. Whenever you're working on these main, or not main, but these smaller projects or whatever project, you should basically remind yourself after 6 months what exactly I was doing and where exactly I wanted to go from their point, from that point onwards. For example, I remember last year I was working on a script that would basically stream my webcam's output on a web browser, but I also wanted to stream it online but securely, not really publicly. And I needed like one IP address, so I explored no IP, something like that, but I didn't do it. And although I was able to do it locally, the only part that was left was basically to do it like outside my home network. Now the thing is that if I'm doing something, or if I'm resuming such projects after like 1 year, I may not even know where exactly I left that particular project. Or if I'm looking at a script, I usually have like a couple of scripts where I just open the script and I have no idea what that script, why I wrote that script and where exactly I wanted to go from that point onward, because there is no information. So when you have this org file, you can actually like remind yourself that, okay, I was able to do these things, but I also wanted to do maybe 4 more things. So when you have a document along with the code, then it will help you a lot. And good thing about this particular, this is just one example. In this example, basically I have everything that I do with Arch Linux, and I have been using Arch Linux for quite some time now, and I moved away from Fedora. In the beginning, it took me a while, but I basically recorded everything, and I basically keep track of various things. And if I'm using some command, I also want to remind myself, okay, based on my use case, if, for example, in this case, if I'm using multiple displays, right, I need to do like bring up these monitors. If let's say I attach one monitor and I basically detach it, I need to do these things. First of all, I need to know what commands I need to run. And of course, I don't really want to run them manually. But at the same time, if I have to run it manually, because sometimes you connect a new device, you need some way to remind yourself or refer to these commands quickly and easily. For example, I keep track of my common. So if you look here on top, I'm basically using some common commands, like commands that I refer to almost every day, handy. So I'm of course using a D menu here, which is basically referring to a file where I have these commands. So when you are basically working on a project, and if you are trying to get efficient, productive, just document as much as you can. In the beginning, it may seem like an overkill, but if you follow this practice, you will become super efficient. And to be honest, if you look at this whole document, of course, it is just a document with plenty of commands, scripts, but I try to optimize things that I do every day, and where I have to basically refer to something quite regularly. So there are commands that I of course run, like shell scripts, for example. And if something I need to do, like if I'm doing something 10 times a day, more than 10 times a day, or maybe in fact 5 times a day, then I have like a shortcut for it. So first start with a document, like a big document, and then identify things that you can automate, write a script for it. And at the same time, if you're doing something really over and over again, then use shortcuts. So that is basically my approach. And when you write scripts, you should of course think of combining multiple things together. For example, I make videos using nothing but FFmpeg, and I also make a thumbnail using nothing but FFmpeg. So I have of course scripts for it, because I can't really copy a script from my org file and then paste it on my terminal. It won't really work. I do that for things that I don't really do all the time. For example, if I have to compress or reduce the size of the PDF. So there is a simple script which is based on Ghost script, and this is something that you can refer to. Just search online, you will find it on Stack Overflow or somewhere. So this particular script is something which is not really simple. It's not a script but a command with multiple lines, but it is not really easy. If I have to do it every day, then I will basically use a script for doing this, and I will make it simple, like input and output with, of course, other options. But if you look at the other options, for example, if you are trying to compress and if you're not really happy with the size, if it is too big or too low, too big or too small, you can actually change the PDF settings here, like screen, ebook, printer, blah, blah, blah. So basically what I'm trying to convey here is that if you're using, you don't have to use Arch Linux, but if you're using Arch Linux as your repository of internal nodes for yourself, you can easily search these nodes, you can easily refer to these nodes, and apart from org mode, you don't have to use org mode. Just maintain it somewhere. It could be any document, it could be a simple text file. For a long time, I was actually doing all of these things in a normal text file, because text files, I realized it long back, if you store something in a Word format, then you need Word, right, to open it. So don't really use proprietary or any software that you need to install additional to open something like your own notes. Keep it in like the most simplest form, like a text format. All right, in this video, I just wanted to talk about these things, like general practice when it comes to organizing your life, your notes, your scripts, your projects, and consider using org mode. All right, that is it. Bye bye.